All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome and thank you for joining us today for our annual Veterans Day ceremony. At this time, we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the national anthem performed by the Robinson Singers. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Robinson Singers. It is a true honor to stand here with you as we pause It is a true honor to stand with you as we pause to honor and remember the honorable and incredible sacrifices of our service members. Today, we celebrate their bravery, their unwavering dedication, and the extraordinary courage it takes to uphold the ideals of honor, duty, and love of country. This day is set aside to recognize our heroes, the men and women who have served and continue to serve, each willing to put their own lives on the line for something far greater than ourselves. They come from every corner of our nation, from all walks of life, yet they share a common bond, a steadfast commitment to courage, integrity, and selflessness, even in the face of great adversity. Across our country, communities large and small are gathering just like this to reflect, to express gratitude, and to ensure that the memory of those who have sacrificed for our freedom is never forgotten. Our gathering may be one of many, but the gratitude we share is powerful. Together we honor their service and renew our promise to never take their sacrifices for granted. At this time, we will lay a remembrance wreath to remember the sacrifices of James W. Robinson and all veterans. Mr. Ryan Scott, retired Air Force and current Robinson Instructional Assistant, will lay the wreath at this time. Thank you, Mr. Scott. I would now like to invite Robinson Senior Joshua Torres to the mic.
Good morning, Senior Robinson staff and students. Thank you all for attending this ceremony on this important day as we celebrate those who serve and have served in this country in the U.S. Armed Forces. As some of you may know, my name is Joshua Torres, and I am honored to be given the opportunity to speak to you all today. Just like many of you, I have friends and family members who have served or are serving in the U.S. military. My mother and cousin are both active duty in the Air Force and Army. I have two uncles in the Air Force, my father, who is a retired Army veteran, and a great-grandfather who served in the Korean War. All military members, past and present, have made sacrifices for our nation and we owe an enormous amount of gratitude to them and their families. As a military child, I have had the privilege to be around these brave men and women my entire life. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that these men and women are people that we need to idolize and respect. They have served our country to the best of their ability and continue to serve every single day. Our school's namesake, James W. Robinson, was a sergeant in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War who gave the ultimate sacrifice, his life, in service of the United States of America. James Robinson not only enlisted once in the Marines, but a second time in the Army, and after enlisting into the Army, James Robinson requested to be sent to Vietnam, displaying his commitment and sacrifice for the country he loved. It was in Vietnam that James died while putting his life on the line to save several of his fellow soldiers. For his heroism and bravery in battle, James W. Robinson was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. I will now read to you the citation that earned him the Congressional Medal of Honor. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in fierce combat with the Viet Cong Battalion, despite the heavy fire, Sergeant Robinson moved among many of his firemen, instructing and inspiring them and placing them in advantageous positions. Enemy snipers located in nearby trees were inflicting heavy casualties among the troop. Upon locating the enemy sniper whose fire was taking the heaviest toll, he took a grenade launcher and eliminated the sniper. Seeing a medic hit while administering aid to a wounded sergeant in front of his position and aware that now the two wounded men were at the mercy of the enemy, he charged through a withering hail of fire and dragged his comrades to safety, where he rendered first aid and saved their lives. As the battle continued in Casualties Mountain, Sergeant Robinson moved about under intense fire to collect from the wounded their weapons and ammunition and redistribute them to the able-bodied soldiers. Adding his fire to that of his men, he assisted in eliminating a major enemy threat. Seeing another wounded comrade in front of his position, Sergeant Robinson again defied the enemy's fire to effect a rescue. In so doing, he was himself wounded in the shoulder and leg. Despite his painful wounds, he dragged the soldier to shelter and saved his life by administering first aid. While patching his own wounds, he spotted an enemy machine gun, which had inflicted a number of casualties on the American force. His rifle ammunition expended, he seized 2 grenades and in an act of unsurpassed heroism, charged toward the entrenched enemy weapon. Hit again in the leg, this time with a tracer round, which set a fire to his clothing. Sergeant Robinson ripped the burning clothes from his body and staggered indomitably through the enemy fire. Now concentrated solely on him to within grenade range of the enemy machine gun position, sustaining 2 additional chest wounds, he marshaled his fleeting physical strength and hurled the 2 grenades, thus destroying the enemy gun position. As he fell dead upon the battlefield, his magnificent display of leadership and bravery saved several lives and inspired his soldiers to defeat the numerically superior enemy force. Sergeant Robinson's conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the cost of his life are in keeping with the finest traditions of the U.S. Armed Forces and reflect the credit upon the 1st Infantry Division and the U.S. Armed Forces. This man, just like many of our veterans here at Robinson Secondary School, demonstrated sacrifice and honor to our country. I wanted to take some time now to thank the veterans here in our Robinson community. Thank you, Joseph Patton, who served in the Coast Guard. Thank you, Mr. Andrews, Ms. Schuler, Mr. Brown, Mr. Kiefer, and Mr. Hafner, who all served in the Army. Thank you, Ms. Cayley, Mr. Scott, Ms. Santucci, and Mr. Thomas, who all served in the Air Force. And thank you to Mr. McGee and Officer Ma, who served in the Marine Corps. Finally, thank you, Mr. Perry, who served in both the Army and the Air Force. We owe you all our gratitude and thanks as you've helped us achieve the opportunities we as American citizens have today. As I conclude my speech to all of you today, I encourage each and every one of you to thank a veteran. It doesn't have to be today, but anytime you meet someone who has served our country, let them know how grateful you are for their service, as our country wouldn't be the amazing place it is without each and every one of them. Thank you and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Joshua. So Joshua's mother is also a service member, so I thank you for being here with us today as well. And again, Those names that he read, those were brought out here, are all of our staff members who are veterans, and Mr. Thomas is actually currently serving, so he couldn't be here with us. So can we give another round of applause to the Robinson staff veterans? Now I would like to invite Junior Caroline Kvatsky up here to help us close out our ceremony, and she will be playing taps. As we bring the ceremony to a close, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone who helped make today's event possible. Your dedication and hard work have allowed us to honor our veterans in a meaningful way. And to our veterans, we thank you once again for your bravery, sacrifice, and service to our nation. Today and every day, we are grateful for all you have done and given. Thank you, and may we continue to carry forward the spirit of gratitude and remembrance.